Hi there, my name is Dean Gibbons, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 neighborhoods in Ajax, Ontario for those looking to raise a family. Now, I should know something about this because it wasn't that long ago where I was someone who was living downtown Toronto, just started a family, and was looking for somewhere to put down roots. I ended up living in Pickering, but Ajax was also made the list as well. So today we're going to look at the top 5 neighborhoods in Ajax, Ontario for raising a family. But before we get started, let's look at the criteria that we use to rank these communities. First on the list was schools, and we took the average Fraser Institute rankings for the whole community and divided by the number of schools to get an average ranking for the neighborhood. Next on the list was proximity to amenities. So by that, I mean, how close are you to a grocery store, drugstore, coffee shop, all the things that you use for running your day-to-day errands. How quickly can you do those in that community? The third criteria that we used was traffic density. And of course, in a family-friendly community, the less traffic, the better. The fourth criteria we looked at was proximity to green space. Of course, you have kids, you want to get out and do stuff, you need parks nearby. The fifth criteria that we looked at was proximity to transit. Now, granted, a lot of families don't rely on Durham Region Transit to get around for their everyday life, but being close to GO Transit and having transit at your doorstep is a plus for a lot of people. Now, on with the video. Number 5 on the list is Central West Ajax. So essentially, Central West Ajax is the first community you get into as you're coming to Ajax from Toronto. If you live here, 95% of the people who live here live in a detached house because that's what you're mostly going to find. Now, there are some accessibly priced detached homes, some starter homes, but there are also some really beautiful executive style homes. So there's a whole spectrum of detached homes in this community. One of the perks of living in this community is it's very close to all the best shopping, basically in Pickering and Ajax area. I live in Pickering. I drive the 15 minutes to go to the RioCan Center there where you got there's Costco, there's Sport Chek, there's the LCBO, there's a bunch of women's clothing store that I don't really go to. There's also the Under Armour outlet too. So lots of good shopping right at your doorstep. Is one of the better places in Durham region in terms of transit. If you live here, for the most part, you're looking at a detached house because 95% of the homes in this neighborhood are detached. That doesn't mean they're expensive because there are some affordably priced detached home options in this community, but there are also some beautiful executive homes here as well. Now let's go take a look at Central West Ajax. Number 4 on the list is Central Ajax. And Central Ajax is essentially, as it sounds, when you get off at Westney Road from the 401, and if you're heading east, it goes as far as Harwood. It goes north up to Rosslyn and south to the 401. If you live in this community, you love the convenience of being close to all the best shopping in Durham region, right there at the RioCan Center and all along Kingston Road. One of the drawbacks of living that close to all that great shopping is that it's busier than most communities that you're going to find on this list. The 6.3 Fraser Institute score for the schools in the neighborhood is nothing to write home about, but it's not the worst I've seen either. The nice thing about being in this community is there's a ton of schools in this community, so the chances are you're going to be able to walk your kid to school if you live in Central Ajax. Of course, it has the best transit score in Ajax, also has the best access and combination of access to amenities and transit, but is also the most busy in terms of traffic. So if you're looking at homes in this area, my recommendation to you is to pay close attention to how close you are to Westney or how close you are to Kingston Road, because those tend to be the most heavily trafficked areas, and there is traffic on those basically 24/7. For now, let's go take a look at Central Ajax. Number 3 on this list, but number 1 on my list is Southeast Ajax. Now, I am a sucker for outdoor space, beautiful walking trails, and living by the lakefront. And if you're into those things too, then Southeast Ajax should be very much at the top of your list. In terms of school rankings, it's where it should be at number 3. It's 6.8 out of 10 on the Fraser Institute rankings. There's lots of good schools. There are some Roman Catholic schools here, Roman Catholic high school. The walk score is pretty good. For the most part, people in this community are able to walk to do some of their errands, but for the most big ones, they do have to drive. What makes this especially attractive to young families and people with growing families are the many different housing types in the community. There's 20% townhouses, 15% semi-detached, and 65% detached homes. If you're someone who has to commute into the city or just commute in general along the 401, you have very easy access. And my favorite part of living in this community are the paved biking trails along the south end of this community along Lake Ontario. They're absolutely stunning. So without further ado, let's go take a look at number 3 on our list, Southeast Ajax. Number 2 on the list is Northeast Ajax. Northeast Ajax is one of the newer communities along the northeast corner of Ajax, obviously. Fraser Institute has the average school ranking at 7.3 and a 14.5 walk score. So this place is very much car dependent for all the things you're going to do in your day-to-day life. What makes it popular with families is, of course, the great school ranking and the many different housing types here. There's 20% townhouses, 20% semi-detached, and 60% detached homes. So that means for the most part, there's a lot of affordable options for families of all types in this community. My favorite part of this community is the Audley Rec Center. I've taken my kids to the skate park there a bunch of times. It's actually a really family-friendly skate park. There's pools there, basketball courts. There is also a library, and the kids' playground in the back is one of the best I've ever seen. In terms of shopping, there's some decent options along Taunton and Rosslyn Road, but for the most part, all your big stuff, you're going to go down to Kingston Road and the RioCan Center there at Westney. Got all that? Great. Let's go take a look at Northeast Ajax. Number 1 on our list is Northwest Ajax. Northwest Ajax is one of the newer communities in Ajax. It's got a 7.7 average score on the Fraser Institute for all the schools in the community, which makes it number 1 in Ajax. As well, Vimy Ridge Public School, which is ranked 8.2, is the number 1 school in all of Ajax. Now, in terms of housing, the breakdown is as follows. You got about a third of the homes in the area are going to be townhouses. About 60% are detached homes. And there's a small number of semi-detached homes in those communities as well. For those who live in this community, there are still plenty of shopping options in the area. You have access to the amenities along Taunton and Rosslyn, and you're also close to Pickering. So there's plenty of places to go shopping and for running your daily errands and keeping your appointments. Now, without further ado, let's look at the number 1 community in all of Ajax for raising a family, Northwest Ajax. Now there you have it. Those are the top 5 neighborhoods in Ajax, Ontario for families. Now, I'm Dean Gibbons. I'm a realtor living in Pickering, Ontario, and I service the Durham region, Toronto areas. My main specialty is bringing people into the Durham region from either out of town, out of province, or even out of the country. If you have any questions about Toronto or Durham region real estate, what it's like to live in these areas, please don't hesitate to reach out at the contact information below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. To learn more about how I help people move to and from the Greater Toronto Area, visit deangibbons.com. If you'd like to book a call, you can do so by clicking on the first link in the description below.